this one going. Hey guys, I don't know if it's recording. Is it?
Let's see. Okay.
Okay. Should I introduce? I'm Cassie Brewer. I'm Ashley's friend for about 4 years now, and I'm a registered nurse. And I recently bought a Kangen machine, and I wanted to show you guys. I bought all these waters to show you guys the different pHs and ORP for the water.
Yeah,
So.
so I'm so happy to be doing this. We've been planning this out a while. Between the two of us, we have 4 children, so it's a lot to manage and
Yes.
multiple jobs and places we live. So bear with us as we figure out the technology. Some of you who are on live with Cassie here aren't going to see this presentation, but the ones that are on live with me and seeing this in the future are going to get to see it. And if anybody who wants to see it, who's live with Cassie right there, you can reach out to her and we will send you a copy of this. But ultimately, this presentation is just helping me keep on track because there's a lot to go over when it comes to this water. There is so many ways that we can actually use.
Ended mine. It's okay. I'll just mess with mine while you get yours up.
Okay. Do you want to try to go live again?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, we want to talk to you about all these different water types. So we have tap water, bottled water, RO water, catchment water, rainwater. There's so many different types of water when it comes to figuring out what's best for your family and what's best for your health. And so we have a ton of different contamination here in the Asheville area. These are the contaminants that are specifically in Black Mountain that are coming into Asheville city proper and then other parts of Asheville. And then again, all of
I
these,
wanted to know about that one.
yeah, all of these contaminants can be found on the EWG website. So if you have any questions about your city tap municipal water system, you can go to ewg.org slash tap water and you can find a ton of information on your tap water and actually learn what is actually in your water, right? And so all of these contaminants that I just listed are here in our water systems where we live. And so why I'm sharing this with you, well, our human body is made up of over 75% water, right? And so our blood is 92% water, our bones are 22% water, our muscles are 75% water. So the water that we actually consume is really, really, really important. And so we've been testing this water for a really long time. 50 years to be exact. And so these are some of the results that we found when it comes to actually ionizing the minerals found in the water. So there is 30% more sodium, magnesium, calcium, 20% more potassium, and then it actually lowers levels of aluminum, right? And why this is important? Well, we really believe, and we've studied ourselves, how powerful water is when it comes to our body's health and the memory of our body. So, like, how we hold memory is through water. And so, our brain, all these different physiological things that are happening in the body, it involves the process of water. So what's happening here when we have this technology, right? So we have a multi-pure that goes under the sink. This is our Airbnb. So we have the multi-pure set up under here. Even though we're on well water, we still have this multi-pure. And then it's hooked to a little ionizer faucet back there. And then we have the Kangen machine set up here. So in this machine, you have a cathode and an anode, and you have the minerals, the good minerals that we want, the antioxidant minerals, right? That are ones that are going to fight free radicals. You have those being pulled towards this negatively charged hose, right? And then you have the positive charges, anything in that water being pulled towards the acid hose. So you have two hoses, two streams of water every single time you open up that or you turn on that machine, right? And so why is all of this important? Well, When it comes to our health, there is so much in our environment that causes oxidative stress. Like all of the patients that Cassie works with, they have a ton of oxidative stress in their bodies, right? They're constantly fighting free radicals and disease and inflammation. So the root cause of this is acidity in the environment. It's the precursor to oxidative stress. So why do we want to share this water with you? Why do we know, and we've seen for 50 years of research, why this is so valuable to the human body, and honestly, plants and animals too? It's because that 75% of the population is dehydrated. Facilities like she works in, most of these people are dying literally from that can be prevented with adequate hydration. And also the brain deterioration of this country specifically, we have crazy rates of dementia and Alzheimer's. And if we just educated people on the brilliance, honestly, of this Japanese technology, it would truly change the
We don't
trajectory.
even make the map on healthcare.
We don't.
And Japan is #2.
I know. Because they actually care about prevention. And that's what we're here to talk to you about. Like, we don't want you to wait till you have disease to start fighting it. And if that's you, if you're watching right now and you have disease, we understand there's 170 diseases tested on this water, right? You can actually utilize this to overcome and heal from these different things. And Cassie's going to work behind me.
Opening them. These are all brand new. I just want to do a disclaimer because I know some people, once you open it, it does add oxygen.
So Cassie's going to be testing all these different bottled waters behind me because we really want to teach the difference between all of these options, right? That people are buying, because she just spent a ton of money on all of these waters.
And by the way, guys, I was spending $300 a month buying these water for my family because I didn't have a machine. And she was trying to get me it 4 years ago, and I was like, it's too much money. And then I finally realized, oh wow, my health is important. My kids' health is important. Like, it's definitely worth it.
And you are already spending the money.
Yeah.
So this is a little diagram about free radicals. We really want to teach you about how free radicals lead to oxidation, and that leads to aging and inflammation, right? If you can overcome, balance these free radicals, start to, again, give the cell what it needs from a cellular perspective. When we drink this water, we're actually giving the body what it needs to hydrate. It's actually absorbing into the cell. It's excreting toxins, and then it's absorbing with it the minerals that it's ionizing, right? And then this H2 molecule is a hydrogen gas, right? It can transverse through the interstitial fluids of the body, right? It moves to the most inflamed part of the body first. So when we're looking at this water, we have hydrogen, H2 water, and then we have oxygen, oxygenated water at the bottom. And both of those water types can be used for so many different things, right? So we're going to be testing the pH and the oxidation reduction potential of all of these different water types behind me. So what is important about the pH? Okay, so there is a ton of studies on how the keeping your blood at a certain pH will help prevent disease. Specifically, cancer is the one most tested with blood. And secondly, with pH, is that alkalinity is more antioxidants for the body. So that was going to get into the next section, which is oxidation reduction potential. We have a meter called an ORP meter here. And we'll actually test the oxidation of a liquid. So this is going to tell me if something's acidic and oxidizing me, which is further aging me and stealing my energy, or if the liquid is antioxidizing, which would be negative ORP, and this would actually be giving me energy, giving me voltage, lending me electrons to actually fuel my body from the inside out on a cellular perspective. And then we can talk a bit about microclustering or restructuring and how that is actually helping our body absorb this water quicker and faster than all these other things you see here. So what is pH? pH stands for potential hydrogen, right? And all of the bottled waters like Essentia over here, and do we have any other ones that are
Fiji's popular. That is an alkaline water.
And then we have another another brand called Alkaline 88. So we're going to show you how these brands are actually a chemical change. So I'm going to start going through this right now so I can really work my way through, but I really want you to start understanding what the difference between oxidation and antioxidation. So here's a little chart for you guys if you want to see, but I'm going to look for if something's positive or negative. So we'll start with Pure Life.
I know Pure Life. And most bottled waters that I've tested are positive. I think all of them.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pop through this, but Pure Life is it just keeps going up. It's probably gonna be over 300. I've tested that one a ton. And then we're gonna move to Le Bleu.
See, people think this is good, but it's even higher than the Pure Life.
So Le Bleu is gonna be close to 400. So this is the same acidity as like a Gatorade or a soda.
Now, Fiji, guys, is not going to be super accurate because I already opened it. But it still will show the ORP.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
So it's looking like 300. So out of these three, this one's actually the worst. Yeah, Fiji's going down. Spring water. So let's go to Deer Park. Deer Park's also spring water as it's marketed. I'm just telling you what it's marketed as, okay? All of these springs, who's testing these things?
Is the pH.
Okay, so Deer Park was just under 300. Icelandic is looking like it's 230.
Need some more drops to show it.
Even if you scroll.
Yeah.
Core is 260. Let's see what this alkaline water says. So honestly, in order for this to be alkaline, this would have to be 0 or negative, okay? So it's still reading
positive
155, right? So it's less than all of these, but it's still positive. So it's still stealing my energy. It's still oxidizing me.
And the Gatorade, yeah.
Gatorade is over 400. I've tested this one before, which is, again, the same acidity as Le Bleu, which is crazy because people think they're grabbing water as a healthy option.
To hydrate.
Now, this is sterile water from medical facility. Look how acidic that is. Like when you look at the acid chart.
It's supposed to be sterile for the patients.
Okay, so now we have Evian.
Odd pH drops to these. I don't think these affect the.
No, it doesn't. So Evian is about 318. Then we have Nature's Promise spring water. So again, all these different spring waters, you're seeing a little bit of a lower oxidation reduction potential. But this is still 285, right? This is so acidic. And who knows how long that's been sitting in a glass. If it came from nature and it's actually alkaline, it has to be negative ORP. This is all positive. This is all stealing our energy. It's absolutely wild. This is smart water. It's over 300.
And well, guys, we're not even testing the plastics. I mean, bottled water is known to have microplastics in it. And that was the major selling point for me is I was tired of drinking plastics. Um,
Essentia is 169. So still, Icelandic came in lower than that. You know how many people buy this? You know how much that is at the airport? It's like
It's
$7, $8.
So I was buying all these waters. I admit I was drinking all these and
$3.30 for pure aqua spring waters. So all these spring waters
from Aldi's.
Yep. And then we've got Eternal, which again, they market it as alkaline spring water, guys. So it's 285 on the
Yeah, it might have some alkaline effects, but technically not because it fades and I mean, look at the ORP.
Aquafina is really high. This will probably get up to 400 if I leave it here. Now, I'm going to just show you what one of the pHs is from
Here.
our combination. So I'm just going to do 9.0. I'm not even going to do the highest alkalinity so you can see. But we're going to drop this pH meter in here. And I just want you guys to see this. None of these waters came even close to this. None of them even came close to 100, let alone negative 465. Okay, and that's not even on the highest alkalinity we can get out of this machine right now. So I'm just sharing with you. These waters all cost people thousands of dollars a year. Thousands, right? I have worked with many clients who have replaced all of this from their home and from their bodies and from their home, right? From their recycling bins that are spending $300+ a month. So all of this doesn't even come close, right? I'm getting an oxidation negative ORP of 450. So negative 450. If you take all of these that were over 300, right? We're 700 points in the opposite direction. And what does that mean for our health? So let's go back to this pH chart. I just want to remind you so much here that let's can you do some pH drops in this for me? So this is the water straight from my machine, right? So this is a 9.0. Okay? So let's show you guys something real quick.
This one's supposed to claim to be 9.
So from this color, right? If we're going from, let's say, this sterile water at the hospital, and we just had people start on an 9.0, right? This to this on this pH chart, this is a 5, and this is about it looks on the pH chart to be like just about an 8, right? From a 5 to an 8 is 10 times 10 times 10 more hydroxyl ions, because every point you go up on this chart, this pH chart, is a 10-fold difference. So what we're talking about here is tens of thousands more hydroxyl ions for the body. And why is that important? When we give the body hydroxyl ions, we are doing what this picture is showing you. When you cut open an apple, when you cut open an avocado and it starts to brown, what is happening? Oxidation. That is exactly what's happening inside our bodies. It is free radicals scavenging those electrons from the outer shells of our cells, and it's needing to be replaced. And that's why we call this the original energy drink, because it is energy from the inside, right? We are giving the body energy and not stealing it, because everything else we just tested here is taking our energy. It's actually causing our body, not only does our body always need to reformulate water so that we can absorb it, that's already going to happen anyways, but it's going to have to process all of these toxins because, yes, this says it's alkaline, but it also says that they add different. Okay, so this one says it's reverse osmosis, and then they use pink Himalayan sea salt. So I'm not sure how they call this alkaline because you can see here that it looks alkaline, but when we test it on the oxidation meter, it's really actually oxidizing us. And the same with this Essentia here. They actually add sodium bicarbonate, dipotassium phosphate, magnesium sulfate, and calcium chloride.
Same with this one.
So when I'm gonna just show you right here, the difference between these bottled waters that say they're alkaline and the water I just tested from this machine is that these come in a bottle, they sit on a shelf, they collect plastic, and they are a chemical change. Somebody is altering the actual chemicals in here and it raises the pH. As you can see, it shows that it's alkaline, right? Mm-hmm. But it can over acidify or like alkalize your stomach acid because it's a chemical change. Whereas where this water run through this machine is an electrical change. It is not stabilized. It doesn't have a shelf life of 10 years, right? It is meant to be consumed fresh. That is why we call it living water. That is why it has those free electrons. H2 as a molecule is it's hydrogen. It's going to dissipate as you see when you pour it. There's a cloudy glass, and then eventually those clouds either disappear or you drink them, right? What is that? It's the alkalinity, that the hydrogen gas dissipating. So why we want this to be drank fresh is that reason. We don't want people to be drinking water that's sitting on a shelf because, guys, this in recent studies have been shown over all of these brands. Every single one of these brands were studied, and every single one of these bottles has over 240,000 pieces of microplastics. You might be able to not see them with your naked eye, but microplastics are microscopic, right? You need a microscope to see them. And that's
going in your body.
I mean, you see it. You work in a Western medical setting. Like, what is this doing to the hormones? What is this doing to our endocrine systems and our lymph drainage? Like, we are teaching you these things right now to hope that you learn that you can consume something every single day, all day. It's been 4.5 years for me. I absolutely love it. She said, I love seeing your transformation because she's seen it from the beginning, right? From when I was pregnant with my daughter to now she's almost 4, and how crazy and amazing this water helps every part of my life, right? So we talked a little bit about microclustering here for a second, but this water is strong enough to actually produce tea without it being steeped. And actually, we didn't get to test the Brita because I know a lot of people watching want to see this.
And it's a brand new filter.
Brand new filter.
And I've also used Brita. I've used all this. I was trying to not get the machine, but there's just really no other way. I mean, if you live in the mountains, that's still really good water, but you're not going to get the antioxidant properties.
Like I'll test my I'll show you. I'll test my well water. You can see it. I'm just gonna get some acid water here and some alkaline water so that I can show you what this does to produce.
Oh. So the Brita, I'll have to do the ORP with the Brita. But this is what the Brita pH look like with her well water too, so it would be different depending on what water you have. I wonder if it's a positive charge or... probably gonna have to move the computer unless you want to just show them with the glass.
Yeah, I'm just taking. Okay, so for this experiment, we're going to show you these different uses, right? So this is just my well water. And so if you have well water and you do not have this machine, most likely you're washing your produce with your sink, right? And then if you have Kangen water, you wash your produce with 11.5. And why we do that. And you can see this immediately. I hope you can see this.
These are the tomatoes.
So I don't know if I need to
And
take
they're non-GMO. So
this out for you to see it, but you can see almost immediately. Can you stand behind me? This one on the left.
Is that the Congo one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Is
can see a
already
little tint
emulsifying the oil off of the.
of yellow. You can see the
So
oil.
all pesticides are oil based. And so when you try to wash your produce,
Wow.
look how different it is.
Wow, guys. I mean, it might not be good with this camera, but let me show you. Do you see the oil in that?
It's immediate.
And look.
This is well water, Kangen water.
Yeah, it actually tastes better too because sometimes we buy mostly organic, but we buy sweet potatoes. Sometimes they don't have organic, so we wash in the Kangen water and it takes all the pesticides off. It tastes like it's organic. And we're like, thank you, Lord. You know, we get to enjoy fresh food.
Exactly. And so all these other uses we're showing you on the
I'll do a taste test.
all of the things in this tiny home. So we've rented this out to over 250 couples over the last year and a half. And this entire tiny home. So when I come in here to clean it, I just come over here and I grab two different waters. We'll clean this entire tiny home. So this is 2.5. It's a stronger than hydrogen peroxide, 7 times stronger than hydrogen peroxide, right? Stronger than bleach, but it's completely non-toxic. So I know if this is still good by smelling it. I can smell it still smells like bleach. So why this is so important? This is strong enough to kill MRSA, E. coli, staph in 30 seconds or less. And this other one,
it's safe. That's the big thing.
Exactly.
Bleach is so toxic and it doesn't work as well.
We'll tell them about the products that they have you clean with at the facility.
Yeah, so they have us clean with the super Sani wipes, and we wipe all the wheelchairs and everything with that. And then they spray Lysol in the air, which is very toxic, but they think they're cleaning. Um, but if we had this in the medical facilities, they could kill it faster and more effectively, and it would save them money because you can make it. You don't have to buy it. You can actually make it with the machine.
What would that do for the facility to be able to make the
It would be amazing. They would save so much money.
And plastic.
Yeah.
And that would actually be a better quality product.
And then for the nurses and everyone that work there, they're breathing in all those chemicals. And it's very harmful for their health too. So we're trying to help America get these systems in place because Japan has them, but America doesn't yet.
I know. It's wild.
So
I have used this water for everything, literally sanitizing my entire home, my body, my children. I just use it on my lungs this week. I use it up my nose. I use it in my ears. I use it in my mouth. I literally use it on everything that needs to be sanitized. Right? When I say I used in my lungs, it cleared my lungs from feeling any sort of cough. Like I heard my partner, who I sleep with at night, him start coughing. I immediately grabbed the nebulizer. I just took 2 minutes of it and it was gone. I haven't had a cough since. My partner, I had him go on it for 20 minutes. His cough stopped immediately. You can put it in the neti pot. You can drink it actually in a little shot glass if you get food poisoning, right? Because it's going to kill bacteria. It's going to kill E. coli. It's going to kill that in your gut. But why it's so safe is because it's completely non-toxic and it's just water, right? And so this is a picture of what 2.5 can do for eczema. I have had it clean crazy stains off of these beautiful bamboo sheets for this tiny home, right? We've had, you know, lots of stains, right? I use it for cleaning all of that and everything my children get stains on, right? And their skin. So if my son runs down the driveway and falls, guess what I'm putting on his skin? Immediately putting 2.5. When he had chicken pox, guess what helped his chicken pox dry up immediately and not spread? 2.5. I'm telling you, these are personal experiences I've used myself so many different times. This is somebody's acne, right? Can you imagine if we just put people on this water instead of giving them all these steroid creams and drugs and all these pharmaceuticals, right? That's changing the actual cells and crazy stuff. I don't want to even get into the story of I've personally had with toxicity from acne medicine. Yeah. So why this is so important, guys. This replaces laundry soap. It emulsifies all oils. It's going to take all of the oils off of this pet. Like I'm just showing you again. And obviously I've done this a ton of times, but Cassie is new to this and she's just now doing these demos for the first time. Like when you wash your produce and you give this to your children, she has a 1 and a 2-year-old. Like, how does it make you feel to know that when you give your children, or especially organic, you're spending 40% more than if you were to buy a conventional, right? You're giving your children clean produce that doesn't have any of these pesticides on it. Like, what does that feel like for you? Because I know you struggle with the cost of this, and I really want you to tell people, like, why it's more than just a water machine. Yeah, so for years, like, we've wanted this machine, but we were like, oh, I don't like the price, you know. That was our main thing. But now we're realizing, oh, wow, we've actually been spending all this money on bottled water, hurting our health and spending money on all these different things, and we're still not cleaning our vegetables and still giving toxic food to our kids. Because that's non-GMO tomatoes. I know. And those are ones we used to buy. I know. So, but the thing is that in this country, you can have organic and it can be sprayed with pesticides. It's just organic pesticides. And again, they're all oil-based because they don't want them to wash off in the rain. So this is just the extra step that you go through to make sure your produce isn't full of pesticides. Yes, washing it in the sink may wash off bacteria, right? But washing it in the sink is not going to give you emulsification from this water. I give it to my kids at night, a little melatonin when they need it. And then again, I wanted to show you the other pH water that I clean with is the 6.0. Like I said, I walk into this tiny home when I need to clean it, and I use 2 different water types to clean the entire tiny home. This does windows, mirrors, hardwood floors. It does all these nice butcher block countertops, right? It does the shine on the microwave. It does the shine on the refrigerator. We use it for everything. Like we said, we haven't bought a cleaning product in I'm just trying to get some. Yeah, we haven't bought a cleaning product in 4.5 years. Okay. My parents use it. We use it to. These are organic, so oh, it's cleaning now. And now all of the plants you see in here, these beautiful panthos, they're all watered with this water. Everything we do in our tower garden is watered with this water. So we've used this on plants, we've used this on animals, and obviously a ton of humans. Why we love this product. So the Multi-Pure company is 54 years old. They actually are the leaders in carbon black technology. They're the ones that created condensed carbon black technology. And this is the only filter I know of that will remove the contaminants and also keep the minerals. And then when it comes to Kangen water, I'm just trying to get this strong. And when it comes to Kangen water, they have 50 years of experience. They're all of the medical seals of certification. And again, this company is owned by a Japanese man, a husband and wife. They're a ma and pa company. They're sold in 100 countries, but they are completely OEM. Everything you see on this machine is made in one factory. They do not outsource anything, which means that they can actually control the quality of all of these products, right? And this is the owner, Oshiro. Doesn't he look like he's in his 40s or 50s? This man's 84 years old.
Yeah.
He has been leading this charge. We are the only company that has a medical certification, a Japanese medical certification. And we're the only company that actually sends these products in for deep cleanings. We are the only company that has stainless steel, titanium, double dipped in platinum plates. This technology is the best on the market. There is absolutely no competition when it comes to this medical grade technology. And honestly, we are here to help people truly change their health from the inside out. And we give them an income source as well, because both the multi-pure and the ionizer on the sink here come with a patented business plans, right? And so we as a community, me personally, have created a ton of resources. We have a platform, we have a community, we have a Telegram group, we have tons of support to teach people just like you who are already on your phone, right? If you have a screen, I'm sure you're using it, right? You can swipe to the left. It'll show you exactly how much time you spend on here. You can ask yourself, are you making money from your phone? If you're not, it's 2024. It's totally normal to be somebody who's social selling on the side of doing anything else, right? We need more money now than ever. We just talked about how the increase of organic is 40% higher, right?
Yeah.
It's important to have money right now if you want to be healthy. And the reason why we teach all of this prevention and skill set in order to make money online is because we want to give people the tools, the foundation to truly create a lifestyle. This isn't just like, oh, I buy this water because I'm thirsty, right? This is a limit. This is literally not even enough to sustain me in one whole day.
Yeah.
I would have to buy 3 of these to sustain me every single day, times 7 days a week, times 300 and, or, 52 weeks in a year, or 365 days in a year. I'd be spending money on this. I'd be renting my water. And guess what? This isn't even good for me. Now I can buy 2 devices, right? A filter and an ionizer, connect them together and have this technology. This is built to last for 25 years. And I'm not even sure exactly what would need to be replaced in there other than the filter. It's all stainless steel. So this is technology. Again, it's going to get old technology. That's the only reason it needs to be replaced. But like I said, this can be sent in every single year for a deep clean. It can be sent as much as you want, right? And that allows you to be given a machine back in pure condition, right? So it lasts. We teach you how to get this machine to save you as much money as possible. I've created as many resources as possible, how to clean, how to cook, how to do the garden, how to use it with your pets, how to use it with all these different remedies for the body. If you have children, I have a guide for it, because you know what? I want to save you time. I want to save you money, and I want to give you your energy back. So if you guys have any questions at all, you want to learn more about the business plan, we're not going to get into that now because honestly, it's a ton of more information, and we already just gave you a ton of information. We really just want to give you as many resources as we can to teach you that all of these things need to really, they do not lead to health. They lead to more oxidation in the body and more acidity and more microplastics. So we just want to do everything we can to remove this from the body. And she's going to show the Brita since we forgot to do that. ORP really quick before we hop off.
I mean, of course, it's in the positives.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing to see this machine, how it's like the only thing that really gives you a negative reading. So this is reading 240 and jumping and climbing. Mm-hmm. It's like 273.
273.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and then again, we didn't really discuss what the difference between a Brita filter and the multi-pure is, but this is certified by NSF to remove 42, 53, and 41 contaminants. You can look all of this up or just ask me. I have a ton of content and videos to educate you on whatever questions you have. But ultimately, this filter is only really removing the taste and smell of chlorine and maybe sediment, I think. And then this filter is actually removing as small as a red blood cell in terms of its size of contaminant removal. It's getting microplastics, pharmaceuticals, heavy metals, fluoride, 2 out of the 3 isotopes of fluoride. So again, we did a ton of research for you to give you the best product because again, this is what we consume. This is what we feed to our children. This is what I feed to my plants and my animals and my parents, right? My siblings are all on this water. My mother-in-law, everybody drinks it. Why? Because it's improving their quality of life. Is there anything else you wanted to share before we hop off?
Yeah, I know we've already talked about this, but I just wanted to say that I really believe it's moving towards the medical fields. And I just want to say that because, people trust in doctors, they trust in nurses. I'm a registered nurse. I trust this product. I use it. And I know other nurses that trust it. My manager, she wants to get one. Like, she wants it for the facility. Like, people are starting to see the benefits and they really, like, in the medical field too. So,
And I just want to say it's such a blessing to work with you and Nate because these two are like they're crusading the medical world, right? Instead of saying, well, F that allopathic system, I'm gonna go create my own thing. They're saying, how can we help the millions of people in the system right now?
mhm.
Because their patients are being given this water, right? And
That's
so
yellow, which means it's acidic.
this out of all the
And this
pHs,
one.
right?
It's the worst, guys, actually. So that is next to Aquafina, which Aquafina is a very popular one too.
Yeah.
So these were the worst pHs.
Which, again, even if we got them to drink just a 7 on the machine, because the machine has 7 different pHs, even if we got them just to a 7, we'd be taking them from a 5 to a 7, just 10 times 10, right? 1,000 times more hydroxyl ions because we're getting this water straight living from this machine. Okay. Any questions you have, please reach out to Cassie Brewer on Facebook or Ashley Suzanne DeMarco. Again, we have a ton of resources to help you really understand the value of this product.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for being where.